Some stories haunt us, not just because of their brutality, but because of the betrayal they reveal. The betrayal by those closest to us. Today, we are diving into a case that shook an entire community in Pakistan. A case of jealousy, false accusations, and unimaginable cruelty. This is the story of Zara Bibi. Hey everyone, and welcome to Crime Pod, where we dive deep into some of the most shocking and heartbreaking cases from around the world. I'm your host Safa, and today we are discussing the tragic murder of Zara Bibi, a young woman whose life was stolen in the most horrific way. If you enjoy detailed case analysis and storytelling, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's uncover the truth together. Zara Bibi was born in the year 1994 in a small village called Kotmand in Gujranwala, Pakistan. She was the only daughter of Shabir Ahmed, a retired assistant sub-inspector. Her mother, who passed away in 2019, had always dreamt of Zara marrying into her sister's family. Despite her father not agreeing with it, this wish led to Zara's marriage to Qadir Ahmed in 2020 when Zara was 26 years old. Qadir Ahmed was the only son of Zara's aunt Sugra Bibi and had 6 sisters. The family belongs to Kotli Marlan village of Daska Sialkot. At first, when Zara got married, everything was good. But after some months, Qadir took Zara to Saudi Arabia and she started to live there. As Qadir was the only son of the family and the sole breadwinner, they eventually started to become envious of Zara's closeness to her husband. After their son Muhammad Shafi was born, Qadir, who used to send money to his mother Sugra, started to send money only to Zara and not his mother. Seeing this, Sugra Bibi and her daughters began to suspect that Zara was doing witchcraft with the money Qadir sends her to cause a wedge between their family. And also, they suspected that the unusual deaths happening in their family was also Zara's doing. At first, Sugra Bibi tried to break Zara's marriage with Qadir, citing Zara's supposed behavior issues, but Qadir, who was happy with Zara, didn't pay heed. This made them even more irate and they tried to get rid of Zara. But their plan failed and Zara, to save her life, moved to her father's house and eventually went back to Saudi Arabia to live with her husband. But Zara's return to Pakistan in late October of 2024 at 7 months pregnant with her second child, set the stage for an unimaginable tragedy. At first, she started living with her father, but after 12 days, she got a call from her in-laws asking her to forget about old issues and come back to live with them. Zara at first was hesitant, but eventually she took her son Shafi and went to her in-laws. On November 10th, Zara's father Shabir Ahmed became concerned when his daughter didn't answer his calls. Zara called him multiple times a day, so this silence was out of character. His concerns grew when Qadir, Zara's husband, called from Saudi Arabia asking if he had heard from her. When Shabir Ahmed arrived at Zara's in-laws' home in Daska, he immediately felt that something was wrong. The floors were freshly cleaned and Zara's sister-in-law claimed that Zara had left earlier that morning with her belongings and jewelry. On further questions, she suggested that maybe she ran away with someone, to which Shabir Ahmed became angry and started searching for Zara in their house. When he entered Zara's room, he found that her son Muhammad Shafi was there. This was an odd thing as Zara never left her son alone with anyone, even her father. Shabir Ahmed, after seeing this, instantly called his brother and asked him to come to Zara's in-laws' house as something wasn't right. When Zara's uncle reached there, they searched the whole house, but Zara wasn't anywhere to be found. Her sisters-in-law started to create a ruckus and made a call to their brother, telling him that uncle is harassing them, falsely accusing them in Zara's disappearance, to which Qadir Ahmed tried to calm the situation by telling them that he would be in Pakistan the very next day. Refusing to believe the in-laws' story, Shabir Ahmed filed a missing persons report at the Motra police station, naming 6 suspects, including Zara's mother-in-law, Sugra Bibi. The investigation quickly escalated when police arrested the youngest suspect, Abdullah Bashir. Under questioning, Abdullah confessed, and what he revealed was beyond comprehension. He admitted that Zara's murder was orchestrated by Sugra Bibi, Abdullah's grandmother, his mother Yasmin, and several other accomplices, including Naveed, a relative from Lahore who was lured in by the promise of sending him to Italy as one of Zara's sisters-in-law husband was settled there. On November 10th, Naveed entered the house through the roof, and together with Sugra Bibi and the others, he smothered Zara with a pillow while she was asleep. The details that followed are chilling. They dismembered Zara's body into 25 pieces, burned her head on a stove to prevent identification, and packed the remains into 3 gunny bags. 2 bags were dumped in a nearby drainage canal, while one containing Zara's head was left in their backyard. In a chilling interview, Zara's father Shabir Ahmed said that when he was searching the house for Zara, he noticed a bag upstairs and it seemed suspicious. But as he was concerned about his daughter at that moment, he didn't think any of it and carried on searching. This shows how desperate and worried Shabir Ahmed was for his daughter's safety. Police acted on Abdullah's tip and along with forensic experts and rescue teams went to the drainage canal and started searching for her body. It took them about 24 hours to finally recover the bags containing the body parts. Zara's husband Qadir identified her remains, bringing an end to the initial uncertainty surrounding her disappearance. Police, after the discovery of Zara's body and Abdullah's confession, apprehended the remaining suspects. When confronted, Sugra and Yasmin initially stuck to their original story, claiming that Zara had run away with a lover. But under mounting evidence and pressure, they confessed. Sugra revealed that she believed that Zara was practicing witchcraft to control her son Qadir and blamed Zara for every misfortune in the family. Zara's father Shabir Ahmed described his daughter as a devoted wife and mother who was targeted because of jealousy. He recounted how Sugra and her daughters resented Zara's life abroad and the financial independence she had after Qadir started sending money directly to her instead of his mother. The suspects claimed that they learned how to execute the murder by watching crime movies, further highlighting their premeditation. Police recovered the murder weapons, a cleaver and a knife, and also Zara's and suspects' phones, ensuring there was no loose evidence. Speaking to the media, DPO Rana Umar Farooq said that the police had not left behind any evidence and would ensure that the culprits are punished. The suspects are all in police custody and are awaiting their trial. As the case is ongoing and the updates are pouring in, we will keep you posted. One thing which I found while researching for this case is that people in the family and neighborhood after the discovery of Zara's murder believe that the strange deaths happening in the family, including Sugra's Bibi daughter Dilawiz, might be linked to Sugra Bibi. But at this point, it's just hearsay. But maybe in the future, news about those cases may come to light as police might look into them. Zara's husband never showed up on media and gave an interview, but I heard somewhere that he wants his mother and sisters to get punished for their crime and go through the same pain that Zara went through. Zara's son Muhammad Shafi is now reportedly afraid of women, and his grandfather Shabir Ahmed hypothesized that maybe the monsters carried out the evil deed right in front of the poor kid. This case is a heartbreaking reminder of how envy and false beliefs can escalate into unspeakable acts of violence. Zara Bibi's story deserves justice and her family deserves peace. That's all about the case of Zara Qadir. If you find this case as compelling and tragic as I did, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you haven't already, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to CrimePod for more deep dives into cases like this. Thank you for watching and I will see you in the next video.